We got a very interesting Heather Mills story. Also, John Landis is calling the show in a little while. John Landis. What's he got? Masters of Horror? John Landis? Yeah, but Jesus Christ, look at his history. Everyone knows John Landis.
Is this a movie
Animal House?
Is this a movie that went right to DVD?
I don't know, I think it might have been like a DVD kind of thing that you put out. Opie.
No, I'm not sure. Mr. Landis.
Yes, I want to say hi. Are we on the air?
Hey, John, how are you? It's the Opie and Anthony show.
Well, for those of you who live in a closet, no, this was on Showtime.
Yeah,
yes.
And I apologize for saying I didn't hear the film, so I wanted to know what it was about. That's all.
Actually, it's an interesting thing. Have you heard of the Masters of Horror?
Yes, I've watched a few episodes.
Thank you. See,
Definitely.
there's an educated man.
That's right.
I am the dumber one, sir.
No, but actually, the Masters of Horror came out of a group of dinners that a bunch of us had. People like John Carpenter, Tobe Hooper, Joe Dante, Guillermo del Toro, George Romero, Sam Raimi, people who have made horror films. And this was an opportunity to basically have total and complete freedom. So the Showtime airings of these shows are basically marketing for the DVD, so you're not wrong.
Yeah, I saw Deer Woman.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, that was really creepy.
Thank you.
Where the hell did that idea come from?
My son Max, who's sitting next to me, actually wrote Dear Woman.
Really?
and he gave me a book of cryptozoology, and I chose this.
Cryptozoology is the study of quote-unquote unknown animals, like the Yeti, the Loch Ness Monster, all of them.
Well, mythological animals. And This
the Yeti.
creature, the Deer Woman, is a Native American myth that really intrigued me because, one, it's an American monster. Two, because it's a beautiful woman, which is always good.
Well, it wouldn't work if she was a pig. You know, she wouldn't get the guys to go out with her.
Pig Woman was actually the runner-up.
Pig Woman. We're
just
finding
on the radio
snout marks all over his body.
We were just on the radio in San Antonio.
And they were telling us about donkey ladies.
Yeah, they were telling us about they have a donkey lady who lives there.
Yeah.
They're strange down there.
I'm sure she migrated from Tijuana.
Yeah. No.
Oh, my God.
Wait, it wasn't.
That's the donkey show lady.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, well.
Oh, I thought because it was so close to Tijuana that it was just something everybody had heard rumor of for years.
This is their child.
Well, beat this, guys. We got Horseman.
Where?
I believe he's in Oregon.
No. Where do you have Horseman?
I think Horseman was in Oregon and some farm that was used for certain activities that a lot of people were getting into on a farm.
Highly illegal.
It was a man who had a sore throat.
No, that would also be Horseman, but a lot safer and radio friendly, even though we don't have to be here.
Hey, John, I see it said 1941. Whatever happened to an actor named Frank McRae?
Frank McRae, a large black guy.
Yeah, I loved. He's one of the funniest guys ever.
Yeah.
From Used Cars, he was in 48 Hours, 1941, and I just stopped hearing about him.
That's a good question. I knew Frank. I have no idea what happened to Frank. So if anyone knows, call the show and tell us.
And with the 1941, what happened? Spielberg kind of didn't like the movie after it was put out, or what?
Well, you know what? I think 1941 is Steve's misunderstanding of Animal House.
Yeah.
Because if you look at John Belushi's character in 41 and look at him in Animal House, in 41 he's just brutal and a pig. I think Steve forgot that Ludo, the character in Animal House, is actually charming.
Yeah, he took the charming out of him and didn't quite work. Yeah, okay. I'll buy that.
41 did have good miniatures, though.
Yeah, it was visually, especially for the time, it was a great movie.
They always looked good.
Well, it was designed, the costumes were designed by Max's mother, my wife, Deborah Nadoolman.
Look at you with the nepotism.
There you go, who also designed Raiders of the Lost Ark. So.
Oh, no kidding.
And Animal House and all.
And most of his movies. She's an incredible woman, and beautiful and smart, and I've inherited everything.
But she did not design Deer Woman.
Sadly.
You worked on Kelly's Heroes?
I was a gopher on Kelly's Heroes. That was in Yugoslavia in 1969.
That's how you got started? Wow, that one comes on TV, brings back some memories.
That while we were behind the Iron Curtain in Yugoslavia, which really meant something then.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like going from color to black and white. And we were making this, blowing up, playing World War II in Yugoslavia. The 9 months we were there, back in the U.S., was Woodstock, Chappaquiddick, the Manson murders, and we landed on the moon. And I remember Don Rickles saying, "Where the hell are we?"
Missed all that, did you?
We did.
Yeah, no, they weren't going to show that behind the Iron Curtain. Yeah. Wow. Did you finally see the movies? They were pretty impressive. Guy steps out, says a few words, it's on the moon. You catch that?
I'm sorry?
He was saying,
asking if you've seen it since.
We don't.
Opie and Anthony play in Florida, and I kind of listen and go, what the hell are they talking about?
I'm just asking if you've seen it since. It's pretty impressive.
With the moon?
Yeah, the moon landing. I'm not getting my joke.
I know. It was.
Okay.
I'll car crash myself.
Who enter here?
I kind of like that joke too.
I didn't even hear. I still can't hear. You know, man in the booth, I can't hear
We're
that.
in a garage right now, Opie and Anthony. We're in a garage. There's a midget with a microphone, and he's trying to wire us, and we can't hear anything you're saying.
Honestly, I can't hear you.
I understand.
All right, we're here. So, did we even explain what Dear Woman's about for the people that haven't heard about it yet?
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. I wrote it. It's about. Do you want the plot or the base?
Just the basics.
Okay.
Let the people buy the disc.
Okay, this is. Originally, I was very hesitant to write it.
No, tell them what Dear Woman's about.
Okay, Dear Woman's about a woman with deer legs who tramples men to death after seducing them in bars and parties.
Wow, where do you get your weed?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to say to my dad, but he was like, no, you want to write for Masters of Horror? This is the story you're going to write. So I was, I get my weed from a guy named Jerry who lives down on the corner.
This is called too much information.
Your son's all right, though, John.
Thank you.
Have you had any type of contact with Michael Jackson since Thriller?
Everybody wants to know about Michael.
Well,
Yeah, he's kind of made the news.
He's kind of in the news from time to time.
Bahrain.
What's that?
I spoke to Michael about a month ago in Bahrain.
You did.
Yeah, he was. I don't know what the hell he's doing there, but he seems to be doing okay.
I think trying to stay out of jail.
Well, listen, I have to tell you, I like Michael. I worked with him twice, and he obviously is very, very odd and eccentric, and I think it's very difficult to survive that kind of celebrity.
Do you believe the charges, though? Do you believe them? Just as I'm not saying as a friend or in a legal way, but just as a guy, your gut instinct. No legal ramifications at all. Do you believe the charges?
Oh, I haven't a clue. I wasn't there. I can't presume. You know what? It's hard for me to believe, but I've learned from bitter experience you can't rely on the media for your information.
Well, I got to agree with you there.
And so I wouldn't presume to guess. All I know is there are a lot of people who stand to make money and try to get careers from other people's misfortune.
Okay. Fair enough, sir.
You know, the one thing I want to say, and Michael, I don't want to defend Michael, but I want to say about Michael in all this, you can't lose sight. The guy's a genius.
Well, yeah, you still, if anybody else was accused of that, you wouldn't hear of him again. And every day, you hear his music.
Allen.
Is it him or Quincy Jones? I don't know if it's him or the genius or Quincy Jones.
I'm sorry, what about Quincy?
Do you think it's Michael, or is it really Quincy Jones? Because Thriller was so amazing, but I think that was all, most of it was, I think, Quincy Jones, right?
No.
Michael was doing it.
Quincy's a great artist, but Quincy's produced 400 albums. I think Thriller's fairly unique.
Yeah.
And, I remember when Michael's next album came out, it became the second biggest selling album of all time after Thriller, and people said, he's failing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at your list of movies, and of course, Animal House, very huge. When you were,
isn't it? When you look at the list.
Yeah, it's very impressive. I got to tell you. Now, I didn't know that was what you like third movie in. That was like
Animal House was my schlock. Yeah, it was my third movie.
Your third movie, and how are you approached with that?
How was I approached?
Yeah, like how do you get something like that?
Well, actually, I was shooting Kentucky Fried Movie, which was low-budget independent, and our script girl at that time, this is how this stuff happens, the continuity person was Catherine Wooten. Her boyfriend was Sean Daniel, who was a junior executive at Universal. Universal had a screenplay by Harold Ramis, Doug Kenny, and Chris Miller that everyone agreed was very funny, but no one could figure out how to make a movie of it. And because she would come home every day and talk about these insane things we were doing, Sean said, well, let me see Kentucky Fried. And they hired me originally to supervise a rewrite of Animal House.
That was my Uncle Sean. I grew up with this guy.
Look at that. Your son's got to chime in.
I feel like I need to be here for a reason, you know?
Did you give him much attention growing up, John? You were on the set a lot, weren't you?
You know, when we would bring Max to the set, he would only be interested in the prop truck.
It's true, because you know what there was in the prop truck? Guns. Tons of artillery and weapons.
Guns and
also,
pot.
Max stopped visiting because on
Eddie Murphy.
On Coming to America. Well, it's true. When Max was a little boy, Eddie Murphy taught Max that whenever you came on a set, you should shout, cut.
And, of course, I thought Eddie was, the supreme authority. So I'd walk on set, they'd be filming, and I'd go, cut.
So he was pretty much banned from the set.
You directed that movie?
Which, Coming to America?
What a great comedy that was.
Thank you.
That was a truly funny film.
Stop.
I'm my father's leading proponent.
That was a great movie.
Better be.
No, actually, Coming to America was great fun. It was, doing a fairy tale. And because Eddie was such a big star, I was able to make it very lavishly. And, in fact, my wife, Max's mom, Deborah, was nominated for an Oscar for those costumes.
Well, I think that Samuel Jackson calling Louis Anderson fat boy, how do you not enjoy that?
It's funny who's in Coming to America. Cuba Gooding's the guy sitting in the barber chair, was his first picture.
Oh.
Sam Jackson, Giancarlo Esposito, all kinds of people. Is their first movie.
And it was, John Amos was fantastic. I don't think he did anything after that. That was probably his last movie, right?
No, he works all the time. After that, he did the Die Hard movies.
Oh, I never saw them. Okay.
Never saw them.
I didn't.
How do you not see the Die Hard movies?
Just
seriously,
no interest.
Oh, my God.
Great.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm not saying they're bad. I just haven't seen them.
Yeah, two kind of blow.
You're insulting them by not seeing them.
Okay.
Dude, I got pornography to watch.
They're shouting and waving at us.
Of course they are.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Landis.
Yeah, they're telling us you have to go here, Mr. Landis.
But I'm sorry, and listen, I really I'm proud of Dear Woman, and the DVD's very outrageous. Brian Benben is great. Cynthia Mora is drop dead gorgeous.
Is she the girl on the cover?
Did a great job, and
Thank you.
And go out and buy it.
I guess it is. Yeah,
Yes.
she's very hot.
She's
if it's
hot.
the girl on the cover. All right, John Landis, it's a pleasure, and son,
John Landis and son.
Stay away from the weed.
Got to get off the drugs,
it's too
son.
late.
It's too late.
No, seriously, you asked me about famous friends. I'm asked about my dear friend John Belushi. Is the example? Don't mess with that stuff.
Yep.
Right.
That's right. You hearing that, son?
No.
Listen to John Landis, kids. Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. You've done so much great stuff, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, John Landis, everyone. I forgot he was even calling today. And he heard me going, is this a movie
know.
going right to DVD? Well, none of us heard of Dear Woman, but it turns out it was on, what, Showtime or something as
Stay
a
away
series?
from the drugs. How about you stay away from the helicopters?
Oh, wow.
That's something I never would have brought up.
Why?
Oh, there's people here waving at me. Oh, yeah. Are they?
Wait, he directed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought that up.
No, I didn't even know how to bring it up. How do you bring that? It was so long ago.
So listen, where's the hat?
So does Jennifer Jason Leigh send you cards? It's Vic Morrow's daughter.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't know much of anything.
I know a lot, but
You
just not
know-
things you know.
I know.
I don't know about inertia
That's
or
true,
gravity
though.
or that family.
You don't know like the Die Hard movie. The first Die Hard
It was unbelievable.
is great.
I might have seen bits of that over the years.
It's not just like a lousy action movie. I mean, even though it was made in the 80s and everything, it still holds up. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I just, no interest.
Watch it.
Yeah, if I'm going to watch action movies, I like that type of stuff. I like Schwarzenegger. Like, I like his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bruce Willis kind of bugs me.